Hey y'all are super duper awesome and super duper significant. This is a story time, my eighth grade experience. I'm going to use my journal as a reference. I have a good long-term memory, but some things you do forget about. I was in eighth grade like in 2008, and I had got skipped up. That's another story time for another time. And yeah, so I got my journal. I got let me skip on to it because I had started like some of my other year in there, like the last school year in here prior to the eighth grade. Um, let's see. So I'm gonna read some of my journal. I'm not gonna use the exact names. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, August 5th, 2008. Oh God, tomorrow is the first day of school. I am excited and nervous a little. I like this summer break a little. It was fun. And we hardly did anything. Yeah, I'm going to be an eighth grader. And then I said something about my sister's going to Orient. She had orientation for middle school. This was the first day right here, August 6th, 2008. I wrote down the time, 7:05 p.m. Today was the first day of school. Last night I didn't get that much sleep. I never really did get a lot of sleep. Who really did? Like, you were so excited to wear your new shoes, your new balances, your forces, your converses. It was just so excited. And yeah, I missed the first days of school. This morning I got up at 5:30 a.m. and put on my clothes, and also we have a new bus stop. I used to hate riding the bus. School was all right. I had met some people, and I thank you, Lord. I always put it in there because I always gotta thank him. He's awesome, and thank him for what he's doing in my family life. And I'm not gonna read every single one of these pages by verbatim. August 7th, today was the second day of school. It was all right. I was a little nervous. I got a schedule, and I also seen somebody I thought looked good. Might have been my crush. Lord, I love you. 2008 has been an all right year, and I was crushing on this girl. I've been crushing on for years. So she's all in here. I'm not gonna put her name out there. Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of skip through, um, just because I don't want to put all my business out here. I'm gonna skip to just different things. Like, eighth grade was just an eventful year. I was like the new kid on the block. I was not really liked. I was just who I am, and people just, how it goes. I wasn't the average Joe. Like, I wasn't like all the other guys. I was just a different, happy go lucky, silly dude. And most of those dudes were trying to be extra serious. And I mean, they would laugh, but I'm Anthony. I always have been just real, like, laughing all the time. And so they, and they would jank on me. That's what we used to do, janking, and sometimes it would go too far. I had rededicated my life during that particular year. I just found myself trying to fit in at school, trying to fit in with people that wasn't on. All they was doing was laughing at me. I also remember a time, and I'm kind of going out of order, where I had got a Joel Osteen Bible, and I would read in gym. Like, I was just that type of person. I was kind of like, I guess, a nerd, but I was just myself. I was very shy back then, introverted. Like, I would talk to people, but at the stem of it all, I would hide because I was just real shy. And I remember I was happy it was a Hope Bible, and it was Joel Osteen, and he had put like different hope quotes in there and connected it in the scriptures and stuff, like real good Bible. And I remember they threw it in the garbage. Some of these boys, they were bullying at me, and I just got so mad. I started crying. Yes, in eighth grade, because I was just an emotional mess. Just mentally, just had a lot of mental issues. Just the devil, like I said, on my heels. Just on me, like, and they tried me, and then they thumped me against the head, and I just got picked on. They called me gay in that year. I had teachers that were not so nice that would talk about me to other kids, and it was just a mess. I remember going on a trip. We were gonna go on a trip to some type of electricity plant or something like that. And I remember I had, I don't know, we even had to pay or it was something. But I remember I had to get off the bus because they could not find my name. And I had got a good seat and everything, and they was like, "We can't find your name, so you need to go back to the, classroom or whatever." And the teacher tried to look through the permission slips or whatever because, like the seat. She tried to look and see if she could find mine. So she went to the place where normally the permission slips or something could be. And I remember finding out that somebody had hidden it, like, and basically she noticed it was in the trash can. And they didn't basically want me to go, and somebody had put faggot on the paper. So I knew that wasn't by chance that happened. And so she was like, "Oh my Lord," whatever. And she was like, "I'm sorry." And I went and got on the bus. She was like, "You come on," or whatever. And just hurting on the inside. I dealt with a lot of stuff, and I would, I didn't laugh that off. I was pretty upset, but I had to save face. So when I got on the bus, I was smiling and hurt on the inside, And so we went, and that whole time, that trip, I was like iced out. Like, my so-called best friends just didn't want to have nothing to do with me, didn't want to talk to me. I had a very bipolar like experience on that trip, and even the teachers was acting funny. So I just, went through a lot. And then it was a rough year. Like, if you're in school, and I know right now it's the coronavirus and the COVID and stuff like that, but when things get back to normal, just know that be who you are. Be yourself unapologetically. Don't try to fit in, because God created you just who you are, and you matter, and you are more than enough. I didn't realize that at that time. It was times where I didn't brush my teeth. I didn't even shower because I just didn't care. And like I said, I'm very transparent. When you are depressed, you could care less about the things that you're supposed to do. And I would just go sleep in my clothes, whatever. And it was just crazy. I wouldn't put lotion on my face. I wouldn't brush my hair because I was just like, they don't like me anyway. So why am I trying to impress them? Even though I was impressing them, it was insanity. It's like you know that you don't need to impress them, but you're still doing it because you don't want to feel left out. And I felt left out a lot. And I felt like I had to change who I was, and that's not the case. And let me see. Let's see if I can find that, because I wrote I was pretty mad at one of these things. They had a lot of rumors about me, just crazy, and I just felt super duper iced out. And I remember at the school dances, I would just sit on the side. I just did not like it. I did not like 8th grade. I think most people have the same experience with middle school. Some people like middle school, but I think a lot of us we go through a lot in that grade, because boys and girls are similar in those time periods. Like, everybody's trying to fit in, like everybody's trying to be in the in crowd. And if I could go back and apologize to myself, I would just say, "I'm sorry, and you are awesome, and be who you are, because one day you're gonna be Mr. Awesome." I never thought that I would ever get a title like that. Like, I just never thought that. Like, I never thought that about myself, because I just didn't think I was awesome. And 8th grade was by far the worst year of my school year. I got called names, rumors. I got into a few fights, and one of them, I'm not for violence or anything like that, but he talked about my mama, what he was gonna do to her, nasty. And back in the day when you still talk about somebody's mama, but I'm just saying, your mama was like, it was fighting words. And then you add on the other stuff, and I got him. I wasn't a person that fought, but if you pushed me, what I'm saying, long enough, I was like a silent storm. So yeah. So I just went through a lot, and if some of them have came out and apologized, and I'm not gonna put their names out here because it ain't for that. I remember one time this guy put his bare butt on me, and I just told him to get on, and I started crying, and I tried to wipe my tears, and then they would, I had guys to ask me to do stuff for them nasty, like it was crazy, like to give them oral. It's crazy. And I was like, no, like I feel like I went through a lot of abuse, mental abuse. They would try to touch me, somebody told me they had a dream that they were gonna do something to me. That they did. Like it was crazy. And a lot of people don't know I went through this stuff because I repressed it. Let me tell you something. If you're a child or a teenager or whomever watching this, don't repress stuff because all it does is just build up. It's like build up. It's build up and you got to deal with it at some point. And you got to forgive those people. And for years, I thought I had forgiven them, but I really didn't. And I was angry. I was very, very angry, hurt that people would be like that to somebody. But it's a cruel world we live in. But I went through a lot and I repressed it. And I told my testimony like some years back, and my mom and them didn't even know. They knew I got picked on because I've always just been the eyeball, the underdog, just different. And they cried because they couldn't believe I went through that, and I didn't tell anybody. I didn't even tell the counselors. I didn't want nobody coming after me or anything like that, but I just went through a lot in 8th grade. And I'm trying to think of some other things that I went through. Some of the words, I think I kind of cussed in some of this stuff because I was just so mad and I didn't want to put it out there because I wasn't raised to cuss, anything like that. But you get so mad, sometimes they might come out or they do, but it came out on some of this paper, I'm not proud of it, but I was just hurting. And that's why I say journaling was like my release. It was prayer. It was God, number one. And I feel like journaling is God sent. My mama got us on journaling, and I didn't realize that journaling back then was therapy, really. And that was one of the things that was keeping me going. I didn't even realize it. And so I just thank you, Lord, for that. And I got a lot of my crush in this. Also, I remember it was Valentine's Day coming up, and I remember we were gonna have a dance or whatever, and I wanted to take my crush, even though she didn't like me back. And I wanted to take her a teddy bear, like a big old basket of candy and stuff, to school. And I was like, I'm gonna dress up in all red, like like a red shirt and like khaki pants or something like that. And so I remember my mama took me to the store, and I wrote her a note or whatever, handwritten note. And I remember as I got to school, I started getting nervous, and we normally would go to like sit in the gym, and then we would go to lunch, and from there we would go to class. So as we were standing outside in line to get in into the cafeterias, it seemed like it was just yesterday. I remember giving it to like one of my homeboys to give to her, and that was a dummy move because of course he was going to use that to his benefit because she was a very beautiful girl. And he ended up going out with her. You know what I'm saying? That hurt my feelings. I was like, what the? And he was around me after that. We had classes together, and he just, nonchalant about it. And of course they broke up, but I was like, what in the world? Cold-blooded. But that was on me too. Like that was a dummy move for real. But again, I was very shy. And I don't even think he told her it was from me. Like he had like it was from him. And I kind of gave him game points, you know what I'm saying? Like I just gave it away basically. And and I used to text her phone all the time. Like I was a little bit weird, But I mean, what teenager boy didn't have a crush, I really, really crushed on her. I wanted to get married to her and stuff, just normal teenage boy stuff. I was like Steve Urkel, kind of like real life Steve Urkel. But yeah, so he ended up going out with my crush, and they had crushed me. I just that year, and graduation was one of the best days that year. The last day of school, getting that certificate, that diploma to go to high school. I was so excited about high school. High school was way better than middle school for me. And yeah, so we went on a trip, and that was fun too. That was a fun day. It was like, a lot of the drama that was happening, a lot of the bullying, it was put down for a day. Like we went to the McWayne Center in, I think, Birmingham. We had a good time. We went to a big old theater. It was just fun. So it was some good times in that year, but for the most part, it was like I always wanted to go home. Like I didn't want to be there. I felt iced out. I got bullied. I got picked on, but it made me stronger. And all I'm asking is if you are dealing with this, you can reach out to me, reach out to somebody, reach out to your parents, reach out to somebody over you or whomever and get the help, because I was dealing with a lot of my bullying and stuff still into adulthood, and that's not good. So eighth grade was an experience like none other. And I had a lot of frenemies, like, one day they my friend, the next day you're not, you talking about me. One of my so-called friends hit me to try to prove something, and then told me I was gonna go to jail and the dudes were gonna do something to me. Like, I'm being transparent, y'all, and it was just crazy. Like, I was like, what in the world? You know what I'm saying? So it caused my guard to go up. And when I got in high school, I was like more like scared to just be who I was, because I feel like people always pick with it, and they always were gonna call me names because I wasn't like everybody else. And they wanted me to play football too. I just wasn't into it because I feel like the boys were gonna be rude to me, and most of them didn't like me anyway. So they didn't want to be cool with me because I was different. Like I said, I like to laugh. I was just Anthony Deontay Galloway, Mr. Awesome. And I just thank God that the underdog rose. I rose in the end. And, I still got a ways to go. I still struggle with a little bit of insecurity, but I'm human at the end of the day too. But my eighth grade experience, and I thank God that he kept me, and I'm still standing. And God is awesome. And if you're dealing with this stuff, get help. Know that you're loved. Be yourself unapologetically, and you matter. God bless. You're awesome.